Right now at 10, a warning from the CDC as summer approaches. Drownings are up. We dig into the data and share how to keep you and your loved ones safe. Plus, a downtown bicycle shop experiences a break-in. How to help police catch the burglar. And a major Stoughton business expanding. A closer look at the site of what will be Stoughton Trailers' new corporate headquarters. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Summer is around the corner. The weather warming up. Many people anxious to get in the water, whether it be a pool, the lake, or a river. But tonight, the CDC is urging caution ahead of the summer season. A new report found that deaths by accidental drownings are on the rise, following decades of being in decline. Arman Rahman breaks down the numbers and what you can do to stay safe. Arman?
Eric, experts say what is perhaps more shocking than the spike in lives lost to drowning is the fact that more than half of American adults have never taken a swim lesson. In a new study, they found more than 4,500 people died due to drowning each year from 2020 to 2022 in all different types of water, 500 more per year compared to 2019. Drowning is still the #1 cause of death for kids 1 to 4 years old. That's why they say it's never too late to make sure you and your kids get swim lessons and basic water safety training.
Summer, it's really a crucial time. It can save your life. It can save, your family member's life. And when I just look at the overall numbers with over 4,000 people dying, over 12 people a day, that's really one person every 2 hours. And those are lives, not numbers.
Now, the CDC says what's not new but still concerning, the highest drowning rates were among American Indian, Alaska Native, and Black populations, communities where more adults have never taken swim lessons. They say that could be due to the pandemic closing public pools and historical factors like segregation. Now, the U.S. National Water Action Safety Plan is also an online resource to help states and local communities identify tangible actions that prevent drowning.
A live look at the Beltline at John Nolan Drive right now. Summer approaching, more cars will be on the roads, and so will more law enforcement officers making sure you're wearing your seatbelt. Next week is the start of the national Click It or Ticket campaign running from May 20th through June 2nd. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says seatbelt use rate last year was 91.9%. Law enforcement agencies will be taking a no excuses approach for anyone caught not wearing a seatbelt. One of the focuses of the campaign is nighttime enforcement. Data shows fewer drivers and passengers wear their seatbelts at night. Well, some cloud cover helped southern Wisconsin stay a little cooler today. The clouds, though, are moving out overnight, setting up what should be a pleasant Wednesday. Meteorologist Jacob Madison shares what you need to know in his First Warn forecast.
What's nice about the weather today is that it actually was below average, and considering that temperatures only reached the 60s, that is still below average for this time of the year. And that just goes to show you that going forward, some of the cooler days will still be fairly comfortable. So 57 degrees is the current temperature in Madison, partly cloudy skies. The clouds are going to continue to clear out throughout the night, and looking at the current temperatures right now, we are mostly in the 50s across our area. But earlier, most of the region saw highs somewhere in the 60s, but further north and west, there were highs in the 70s. The further north and west were also the locations that saw a little bit more sun earlier in the day. But looking further east towards Lake Michigan, some areas, specifically Milwaukee, saw high temperatures in the lower 50s, so much cooler out there. Looking at the current radar, not seeing any precipitation, and we're not expecting any precipitation for at least the next 24 hours. It will be a chilly night, though, as the clouds clear out completely. We're going to see a clear morning tomorrow, but lows will be dropping into the middle 40s, possibly lower 40s for some, maybe even upper 30s for locations further north. So a chilly morning, but a very nice afternoon tomorrow, followed by some rain Thursday. I'll have the details on that coming up a little bit later.
New at 10, a downtown bike shop is hoping you can help police identify a man suspected of stealing 3 bicycles overnight last week. Employees at Machinery Row Bicycles on Williamson Street found a crowbar and damage to their back window when arriving to work last Friday. Now take a look at these photos. They're of the same person. He has simply removed that red Wisconsin sweatshirt in one of the photos. Police are providing these images, saying he was seen on camera taking the bicycles. Now, one was left outside the business, but 2 Trek bicycles are still missing. Anyone with information that can help police identify the man and help get those bikes back to the store should call that number on your screen, 608 266-6014. From a burglary to a robbery, police in Sun Prairie say they've charged a man in connection with a bank robbery late last month. Authorities say 26-year-old Isaiah Freeman robbed the Old National Bank on West Main Street on Monday, April 29th. He allegedly ran off after being given money from bank staff. Authorities actually arrested him later that day on a probation hold, saying at the time he was a person of interest in the robbery. Yesterday, he was officially charged in court with the crime. Next at 10, a man accused of shooting another man on State Street in late 2022 will spend the next 8 years behind bars. Lamar Jefferson has pleaded guilty to first-degree recklessly endangering safety from a shooting that happened back on November 29th of 2022. The victim was taken to the hospital and did survive. Jefferson was on the run then for 6.5 months before being found in Milwaukee County. 2 charges, including one of attempted first-degree intentional homicide, were dropped. Jefferson will serve 5 years of extended supervision following his release. At the state capitol today, the Republican-controlled Senate voted to override 9 of Governor Tony Evers' vetoes. Now, despite the vote, Governor Evers' vetoes are likely to stand as there are no current plans for the Assembly to even vote, as 2/3 majority is needed in both chambers. The overrides include bills combating PFAS pollution, setting a gray wolf population limit, and requiring a new post-election audit. Stoughton Trailers is celebrating the groundbreaking of what will be its new corporate headquarters and is set to open in the fall of 2025. Right now, it's just a plot of dirt off Highway 51 and County Road B between Stoughton and McFarland. But when it does open, it'll be home to 200 employees. The entire site is a little more than 180 acres, but the building will take up just 10 of those. A 28-acre community park, 36 acres of ponds, prairies, and wetlands will also be built to fill out that space. Company leaders are hopeful the new headquarters will help draw more potential employees to Stoughton.
So many good things are going on in Stoughton, and I think Stoughton is becoming a more and more desired community to locate to, especially for that young professional, and we hope this is a big part of that.
And this is just the corporate HQ. The manufacturing of the products will remain at their current locations. Madison Area Builders Association wants to get more people into the construction industry, and they're hoping today's students could be tomorrow's builders. Hundreds of students today from around Dane County visited a housing development under construction in Waunakee, and there they saw demonstrations at masonry, electricity, and concrete work, opening their eyes to potential futures in the industry.
It's very much something that I wish that I would have been exposed to. It's a great thing, and I'm very glad to be a part of this, and I hope that it just continues to grow.
The construction industry currently faces 2.2 million job openings, which need to be filled by next year. The Biden White House is taking an economic swipe at Beijing in an effort to prioritize U.S. production. President Biden increasing tariffs on $18 billion worth of Chinese imports. The increases apply to steel and aluminum, legacy semiconductors, electric vehicles, battery components, solar cells, cranes, and medical products.
25% tariff on Chinese steel and aluminum products. And we'll counter China's overcapacity in these industries. And we're making major investments in clean American steel and aluminum. Clean American steel and aluminum. It's a big deal. Clean because of the way we manufacture it here. It emits half as much carbon as steel made in China.
The new tariff rates will take place over the next 2 years. White House officials did not comment about any potential reaction from China. Boeing could face potential criminal charges. The Justice Department notified the company today that it breached the terms of a 2021 agreement when the company avoided charges for 2 deadly crashes involving the 737 MAX aircraft. Now, after a series of safety missteps on other planes this year, including that door plug flying off an Alaskan Airlines flight shortly after takeoff, the DOJ says Boeing is subject to prosecution. However, in a letter, the Biden administration said it wasn't sure how it would proceed here and that Boeing does have an opportunity to respond to the breach of contract and take steps to remediate the situation. A tragic crash involving a bus in Florida has left at least 8 people dead, 45 others injured. Authorities say they believe the bus was carrying migrant farm workers when it crashed on a state highway in north central Florida this morning. Jen Sullivan now with more.
Authorities in north central Florida are investigating a horrific crash involving a bus that killed multiple people and injured dozens of others, some critically hurt.
At this point, we are conducting a massive traffic homicide investigation.
The crash happened just after 6:30 Tuesday morning, about 15 miles west of Ocala. Authorities say the bus was traveling westbound when a pickup truck heading east traveled toward the center line and the two sideswiped each other. The bus veered off the road, smashing through a fence and striking a tree before tipping over. It's unclear what caused the crash.
This will be a very long and lengthy and thorough investigation.
The bus was thought to be carrying migrant farm workers, which law enforcement say is common in Marion County.
We are a very big agricultural county. So this time of year, we always have migrant workers that are in our county that are on buses just like this.
Mexico's foreign minister confirmed on X, formerly known as Twitter, that Mexican workers were involved in the incident, adding the Mexican consulate in Orlando was offering support. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Ippei Muzahara, the former interpreter and longtime friend of LA Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani, pleaded not guilty to charges of bank and tax fraud. The appearance purely was procedural. Last week, the Justice Department announced a plea agreement in the massive fraud case against Muzahara, but magistrate judges cannot accept guilty pleas in felony cases, so he is expected to change his plea before a federal judge. He faces up to 33 years in prison. Prosecutors say he stole nearly $17 million from Ohtani's bank account to cover gambling losses. More local stories straight ahead at 10. Celebrate 175 years now of UW-Madison with your own mini terrace chair. These limited edition trinkets are back on sale, where you can get yours before they're gone.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Choose FlexBuy on a Ford F-150 and get 0% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees. Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
When it comes to replacing or upgrading your windows and doors, you want to be confident about your decisions. With Pella Design Works, you can see what your home could look like before you buy. Black frame windows or white, vinyl, wood, or fiberglass. Bring your vision to life and rest assured it's the perfect style for your home. Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Look at that, twins.
Wanda Sykes gets mistaken for Lenny Kravitz.
It happened twice. They both were in New Orleans. Probably drank everything on Bourbon Street.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
UW-Madison commemorates 175 years by offering a small historic piece of the Memorial Union. Mini Badger Red Terrace chairs are for sale. You can buy them at the Badger Markets at Memorial Union, Union South, and in the online Terrace store. for about $20. Wisconsin-based Wisco Industries created the 4-inch chairs, but there are just over 1,700 of them for sale. Besides the red mini chairs, there are other souvenirs available.
We do have some other mini limited edition chairs still available for you. A multi-hued chair, which helps support the Multicultural Student Center food initiatives. We also have a mini chair that's cow print that supports the veterinary medicine team here at UW-Madison.
The money raised from the limited edition chairs will go to the Chancellor's Annual Fund, which also helps support academic stipends for students. There is a joke that streaming services are the new cable, especially as competitors are bundling their services. Well, now 3 more services are planning on teaming up. Comcast planning to launch a bundle that includes Netflix, Peacock, and Apple TV Plus, called Stream Saver. Its CEO and chairman didn't say how much it would cost, but said it would be, quote, significantly cheaper than paying for all 3 services separately. The announcement comes after Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery said last week they would introduce a streaming package that includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. The countdown is underway for the 2025 NFL Draft, and the Badger State is already gearing up for that big weekend. Earlier today, officials from Detroit passed off the NFL Draft-themed ball to Wisconsin. This was in the Port of Milwaukee. The tradition symbolizes the transfer of the NFL Draft from one city to the next. Packers CEO Mark Murphy, along with Governor Evers, accepted the football. It'll now travel to the Packers headquarters at Lambeau Field.
We're ready for the 2025 NFL Draft, and we're ready to show folks from across our country what Wisconsin and Cheeseheads are all about.
So now the attention turns to the Packers, Green Bay, and the entire state. And it's an opportunity for us to celebrate football and welcome visitors. And as has been mentioned, the great history and tradition of the Packers, and of course, iconic Lambeau Field.
The 3-day event is expected to draw some 250,000 people and bring in $94 million to the state. Next at 10, we're all encouraged to stay active as we get older, maybe develop a hobby or two. An Onalaska woman has been keeping one going now for 7 decades, joined by her niece as teammates. Ken Kozarowski shares her story.
Lucy Lindsay is Lady of the Lanes at Cooley Golf Bowl.
I'm 91.
She's lacing up on Wednesdays, either for fun or for a local league.
Would you say you were probably the veteran of the group?
I think so. I don't swim and I don't golf, so it's an outing. It's something to do.
Something she's been doing in lacrosse leagues since she was 29.
When you turn 70, you become a Grand Duchess and you get a little crown.
So we should have been calling you Grand Duchess Lucy this whole time.
And since the late 70s, she's had a special teammate by her side.
I get to do it with my niece.
77-year-old Marlon Valley.
She's my best lady friend, not counting my 6 sisters.
In their heyday, a darn good bowling league duo.
This is one year I had a 236 game, and that was the high game for the year.
We ran about the same scores most of the time.
These days,
now we're happy if we break 100.
Hope the ball goes straight. Lately it hasn't been doing that.
But Lucy still gets the edge.
She's bowling with one eye and she beats me 3/4 of the time.
She's not kidding. Lucy's getting triple-digit scores with macular degeneration in her left eye.
Right now, I can see that there's a person there, but I couldn't tell you it was a man or a woman.
But don't worry, she's got a system.
White pins, you got the white pins with the dark background. Like I said, I shoot at the pins.
It's more than enough to bowl better with one eye than most of us can with 2.
Ken Kozarowski reporting there. Lucy and Marilyn recently finished up a season in the Happy Hour bowling lane with ladies of all ages, and they took home a Most Improved award. Time for another check of your first warn forecast, and meteorologist Jacob Madison. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for the rest of this week. We are going to see sunshine and really beautiful weather for your Wednesday. However, we are expecting some showers and maybe a few storms on Thursday. And then as we get towards the weekend, we're going to see 80s in the forecast. So taking a look at, excuse me, The forecast for tomorrow, plenty of sunshine throughout the entire region. Highs will be in the lower 70s. Get out and enjoy the weather if you can. It's going to be a beautiful one. Radar is clear, and it's going to be clear throughout much of the day tomorrow, with the exception of maybe a few clouds here and there. The rain won't enter our area until Thursday. Now, we are expecting a few rounds of precipitation on Thursday, but we also are expecting dry periods, so it's not going to be one of those days where it rains all day. But we could see rain early and then again rain later. So a round of showers and storms will move through the majority of our region during the morning hours. Looks like late morning, early afternoon. We may see some sprinkles, but relatively dry conditions during that time frame. But then in the later afternoon, we'll see another round of showers and storms move through our area. And these are likely not going to be severe, so that's not really a concern with the storms on Thursday. And then as we get closer to sunset, a lot of that rain will clear out of our area. Could possibly see some sunshine before the day is over, but for the most part, we're going to see rain throughout the majority of the day. And then as we get towards Friday morning, these aren't necessarily clouds you're seeing, but rather fog. And this is the time of year where we can typically get fog when temperatures and conditions are just right. Now, first, before I talk about the fog again, here's a look at the precipitation forecast. We're not expecting a ton of rainfall, especially considering that this is the rainiest time of the year. So it's going to be one of those normal days where we are going to see some showers and storms. Definitely a little disruptive, but nothing extreme for our area. Once again, we are going to see some possible fog Friday morning. Visibility could drop down to a half mile for a lot of the area, so it may impact the Friday morning commute, but we are expecting sunshine by Friday afternoon. Now, as I've been talking about, those temperatures are going to be very warm this weekend. We'll have high temperatures near 80, which is well above the normal high of upper 60s to lower 70s. And as we get towards the middle of next week, we're going to have high temperatures right around 70. And it's getting to the time of year where that is actually now below average. And very soon, we're going to see possibly the entire 7 to 10 day forecast in the 80s. So here's a full look at your forecast. We are going to see another chance of storms for Sunday, possibly some more storms Monday. It looks like Tuesday will be the best chance for another round of showers and storms. So for the weekend, this Saturday does look to be the better of 2 days, but in both situations, we're going to have high temperatures right around 80. And although they won't be quite as warm for the middle of next week, still going to see highs around 70 with a few other chances of rainfall before the week is over.
And coming up in sports, the Brewers even their series with the Pirates thanks to a big second inning. Who got the scoring started for the Crew? Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Get an 11% rebate on new roofing and gutters at Menards. Owens Corning shingles have a limited lifetime warranty and a 130 miles per hour wind warranty. Get an 11% rebate on all Owens Corning shingles. Complete your roofing project with new aluminum gutters. They're essential for protecting your foundation and help keep your basement dry. Available in 3 stock colors for only $10.99 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Get a great deal and do a great deal of good when you shop at Habitat Restore. From furniture and decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need for your next project. Shop our convenient East and West locations today.
Welcome to Badgerscape Design and Landscape. We offer a full range of landscaping services, from design to maintenance. Our professional team is dedicated to meeting all your landscaping needs. Call us at 608-295-1446 or visit badgerscapedesignandlandscape.com.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. See her triumphant story and prepare to be ecstatically blown away. Direct from Broadway. Playing June 11th through 16th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
Nobody kicks off festival season like Stoughton, because nobody runs a festival like Stoughton or crafts a festival like Stoughton. The fact is, nobody eats up a festival like Stoughton. The Sit Into My Festival in Stoughton starts May 17th.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
It's been quite a year for Kirk Penny. He returned to the Badger bench this past season to help out a program that he thrived in as a player. Now, the former All-Big Ten first-teamer is headed to the Hall. Penny is set to be enshrined as a member of the 2024 FIBA Hall of Fame class. He represented New Zealand at 2 Olympic Games and 4 FIBA World Cups and ranks 12th all-time in FIBA World Cup scoring with 447 points in just 27 games. Well, it didn't take long for UW Green Bay to find a new head coach. The Phoenix have announced that Doug Gottlieb will be the 10th head coach in program history. Yes, that Doug Gottlieb, the Fox Sports radio host. Now, he does have some ties to Wisconsin. His dad, Bob, coached at UW Milwaukee for a handful of seasons. Doug, though, has no college coaching experience. WNBA debut for Caitlin Clark. Her Fever taking on the Sun, and now she's not known for her defense, but she can play some D. Clark comes up with a steal and then takes it to the rack for 2, and her first points as a pro. She had 7 in the first half, but came alive in the second half. Clark with the step-back triple. Team-high 20 points from her, but also a game-high 10 turnovers. Fever fall 92-71. The Packers will unveil their schedule for the upcoming season tomorrow night, and we know a few things about it. Matt LaFleur's squad will play 9 home games and have 8 road games, including a trip to Brazil against the Eagles. Then there's the annual 6 division games, plus 4 against the NFC West and 4 against the AFC South. Now, when it comes to strength of schedule, well, Green Bay has the 5th toughest slate based on opponent win percentage from last season. Cleveland has the toughest. Brewers looking to even their series with the Pirates, and it was a big second inning for the Crew. 1 on for Sal Frelick and 2 gone. His first home run of the year gives Milwaukee a 2-run lead, but they weren't done yet. It's 3-0 now, and a couple batters later, Christian Yelich gets into the RBI action. He smacks one through to make it 4-0. They'd hold on for a 4-3 win. Top 2 teams in the Badger Large going at it on the pitch. Oregon hosting the Forest in girls soccer. Panthers got the party started first. 23rd minute, Addison Worth goes corner pocket to put the home team up 1-0. But that lead wouldn't last long. 5 minutes later, DeForest would strike. Rylan Oberg rips one in for the equalizer, but Oregon would score 2 in the second half. Panthers get the win, 3-1 in the final. We're back after this.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird. With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. V value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. You get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3-to-1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
You can't just pull up to a drive-thru and order perfectly tender brisket that's been slow smoking over hickory wood for 13 hours. Actually, Arby's just lied. You totally can. Arby's, we have the meat.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to get out and cultivate your ideal yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like 36-pound bags of Estate Weed and Feed, $34.99. $200 off this Milwaukee Impact Wrench and Grease Gun Kit. This Massimo T-Boss UTV, $600 off. All new Aaron's brand zero-turn mowers. Plus, leave the heavy lifting to us. Buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru in just 1 hour. Only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Mike Super, Magic and Illusion, America's Got Talent finalist, winner of NBC's Phenomenon, leaving audiences speechless. Now you can see Mike Super live. Saturday, June 15th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. A show for the whole family to enjoy this Father's Day weekend. Mike Super, Magic and Illusion at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Broadway at Overture Center. See the best of Broadway. Subscribe at overture.org.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Signing an NDA proves I'm innocent because it stands for not did anything.
Colbert's got a new Late Show with Jennifer Hudson tonight on CBS.
Well, let's go back to Jacob for one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a pretty nice one. We do have some showers and storms expected on Thursday. Could see 2 rounds of rainfall Thursday, one early, one later. We're not expecting any severe weather, though. Temperatures will then warm up for Friday and the weekend. By the time we get to the weekend, we could have highs at near 80 with a chance of storms Sunday. Better storm chances, though, for Monday and Tuesday. But we could be seeing, multiple days in a row in the 80s, and that's bound to happen more often going forward. But temperatures for the end of the 10-day forecast will cool down just a little bit, as we do have several chances of on and off showers throughout next week. Pretty typical forecast for this time of the year, though.
Looking pretty good for the weekend, though, those temperatures. Jacob, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10, folks. Have a great night.